Hello, and welcome to the Key Stage 4 Curriculum Information video. My name is Mr. Solomons, and I'm Deputy Head here at Matravers, and I'm attached to Key Stage 4 year groups. I'm going to be talking through with you some key information about our curriculum, and then once I've finished, your son or daughter's progress leader will be sharing some key information with you about the upcoming year. At Matravers, we passionately believe that for a child to flourish in adulthood, they must embrace and master the following 6 core attributes. These are ambitious, happy, selfless, creative, and resilient. And if your son or daughter can master all of these, then they really will become successful students and adults. We place these 6 core attributes at the heart of our school curriculum. Every student has the opportunity to be rewarded each lesson for any of the attributes that they may model. Success in the 21st century is built on an adult's ability to communicate. Our curriculum focuses on ensuring that every student leaves our school with a high level of confidence in speaking, reading, and writing. We also believe at Matravers that the best form of any pastoral care that we can offer is a student leaving school with a fantastic set of exam results, allowing them to flourish in adult life. To enable this, your son or daughter would have experienced a 3-year Key Stage 3 curriculum. This has allowed them to gain knowledge in many subjects and make connections between them. In Key Stage 4, they are now focusing on fewer subjects, and which will eventually lead to Key Stage 5, where they will then truly start to be experts in a narrow set of subjects. We want students to know themselves at Matravers, to take advantage of the opportunities available to them, to plan their career pathway, and to be able to articulate that journey that they are on. We don't see anything wrong in wanting to win, but we want students to understand that this is a process that the process is most important, and that winning can look very different to each student. Throughout our curriculum here, we create a culture of the highest expectations and give students as many opportunities to experience that winning feeling. Self-worth and self-belief are critical for a student to lead a happy and successful life. Throughout our curriculum, we devote a lot of time to developing these skills within the school day through our timetabled character lessons. We also want students to grasp every opportunity that is given to them, to understand that a positive mind leads to a happy life. We create a positive culture with our students by developing the fundamentals of the growth mindset. Students will understand that self-improvement is an attitude and it takes time and effort. Our aim is that students use the right tools to support themselves when times get tough. We want our students to be positive. We want them to be a force for change within their community. Through our character curriculum, our students will be given opportunities to develop leadership skills across the school, and then use these skills to make the school and the wider community a better place. Some examples of this may be in Key Stage 4, the prefect applications, which your son or daughter will have the opportunity to do so throughout Key Stage 4. Why does it and how come? Getting an answer to these type of questions is often the best way to learn, but these questions are just the starting point for deeper learning. Asking such questions only comes with a creative and inquisitive mind. Our curriculum strives to create students that ask the right questions, but also finds the problems to the solutions of these. At Matravers, we aspire for students that are not just successful in exams, but are rounded and have an appreciation for the arts. The arts support our drive to develop students that have a deeper cultural understanding of the world. At Matravers, our culture of redrafting key pieces of work allows a student to understand their strengths and weaknesses. It also supports them to learn that great work takes time and patience. We also want students to value feedback and understand that it is the route to successful redrafting and producing quality work. Our culture of high quality feedback allows a student to develop the skills of critiquing. This also allows them to develop not only quality work, but to understand what the amount of time that quality work takes. We learn more through our failures than we do through our successes, and this is a key part of the learning process. We also want to continue to have a diverse curriculum, and this often involves the wide extracurricular offer that we have at school. We want students to be able to find their passion. This may be through, for example, our cadet force and the outdoor education, our expressive arts, through sports or debating teams. We also want students to be absolute experts, as I mentioned earlier. And one of the key things that we've been focusing on since returning from lockdown is that we've been really focusing with students on the golden nuggets. And that is the key learning that we want students to experience in terms 1 and terms 2. It's these golden nuggets that we really believe will help students to start to recover from the missed learning that they would have experienced since March the 20th, where the school was temporarily closed for the vast majority of students. So one of the things that you will find appearing on our website in the coming weeks is a booklet that is linked to your son or daughter's year group. And within this booklet, you will see that there will be each subject that your son or daughter studies, and there will be a grid very much like this on the screen. And this grid will tell you all the key information that your son or daughter will be learning throughout terms 1 and 2. As a parent, the best way in which to use this information will be to speak to your son and daughter regularly about some of the key points. One of the best ways for a student to learn is often by explaining to somebody else and teaching somebody else. So you could very well ask your son and daughter to talk you through, for example, how to calculate ratios or how to calculate percentages. And this is a really, really key way of you engaging with your son or daughter in their learning and supporting them with that. I'm now going to hand over to your progress leader, who is now going to speak through some key information that they would like to share with you.
Right, thank you, Mr. Solomon. First of all, as you can quite clearly see, the first aspect is the Year 11 starting back, and I can quite honestly say they've been absolutely fantastic. They've hit the ground running, they've come into school. Obviously, it's been a tough experience for many individuals for many different reasons, but they have come into school as a year group on the whole, ready to learn, ready to support each other. We've been talking a lot about building each other up rather than breaking each other down, supporting each other. And the attitude of them is, yes, it's been a really tough time, but let's just get on with it. We're here, we're ready to learn, and just absolutely smashing out of the park, for a PE analogy. So please pass on my well dones, my pat on the backs, and then thanks really the way they've been really mature about how they've approached the situation, and they're continuing to be absolutely fantastic. The second aspect I want to quickly touch upon is our mock exams. These will be at the end of November. Timetables will follow about how they're going to look and what dates they will be. Now, I appreciate that some people have got the attitude that mocks aren't as important, but in my opinion, they're highly important, because not only does it prepare them for what the exams are going to be like, but this year it's got some added context to it. And you may be aware of the situation where the Year 11s from last year going into Year 12 had a very tumultuous time, shall we say, about how their exams were going to get assessed and their grades were going to get assessed. Different algorithms that may be used, the centre grades, centre assessment grades that might be used. Unfortunately, we don't know what the exams will look like if they do actually take place later next year. And because of that, the situation, we don't know, the government don't know, but because of that situation, centre assessed grades might well be used as a foundation point, or as a sole way to provide an examination result at the end of Year 11. So these mock exams carry additional weight and importance to them, because they can and might well be used for their final assessment at the end of their Year 11 education. So even if it's not, it gives us a very good idea of where individuals are, where gaps of learning might be, and where places that we need to catch up on. So it's vital that you do take the exams, the mock exams, after October half term at the end of November with and take an outlook that they are extremely important. Now, leading on from that, I've just mentioned year 11s going into year 12, plans for post-16, whether it be training, education, employment, whatever it might be. I strongly advise, if you haven't already done so, I know lots of year 11s are coming up to me and started discussing about it, which is great to hear. But I would, if you haven't already done so, have discussions about what courses, where they might want to go for their post-16. Maybe have a plan A, plan B, and possibly a plan C, depending how the grades come out. They might exceed and surpass expectations. And sometimes, unfortunately, they don't quite get where they want to go to. And so have that discussion, look into different courses, colleges, sixth forms, and what the entrance for those courses may well be in terms of what exam results that they need to get onto those courses. Following on from that, our sixth form open evening will be after half term. More information will come out about that, about the provision that we put in here in terms of our BTECs, level 3s, and our A levels as well, and our mixture of accessing them. So keep an eye out for that information that comes up just after October half term. The revision aspect, the fourth one down, we have already started revision in some of our tutor times. Again, linking back to our mock exams, we need to get prepared for those in case, as we've just said, they are used as a foundation or building block or in its entirety for the end of year 11 exams. So we've already started that. They've got a booklet that they're working upon in terms of some retrieval exercises and that can be used throughout all subjects that they're covering. As Mr. Solomon's alluded to, in terms of discussing and getting them to explain, that's vital for them to retain that information into their long-term memories and their better understanding. More guidance will come out leading up to those mocks in terms of how you at home can help them out, in terms of testing them, talking them through different aspects, different revision techniques, and how best to use their qualities to get the best out for their exams at the end of year 11. And the last point is assistance. It's assistance from us to you and to your child. We are here over the weekends, sometimes if necessary, to contact us. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to get in contact with us via email, via school, telephone numbers. And we are here to help you, to assist you in any way, shape or form that you might need. It's been extremely uncertain times for everyone involved. So the more that we can get together, support each other, I feel surely that's going to be prove dividend for the young individuals that we are in care of and educating. So please get in contact as and when you need it. That's me done. Hopefully I'll speak to some of you quite soon, and I will pass over to Mr. Solomons.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. So that's it. It's a little bit new for us doing this kind of presentation. Maybe I should have said at the beginning, ideally we would have been doing this in person in our school theatre, but obviously circumstances at the moment dictate that we're unable to do that. So we really do look forward to that time where we can welcome you back into the school and see each other face to face and have these kind of discussions. But in the meantime, we thought that we do want to keep in contact. We do want you to feel part of your child's education. So I hope this presentation has allowed you a little insight into kind of the curriculum the child is encountering, and then some of the key ways in which you can support your child, and some things that are kind of coming their way in which you need to be aware of, and looking out for that further information from the school in due course. So yeah, thank you very much for listening, and any questions, please do get in contact with us. Thank you. Bye.